So, good morning, everyone. Here we are going to discuss our fifth unit of PDC, that is time-based generator. So, as we have discussed so many times already, that in this particular curriculum of PDC, we are basically analyzing our devices and so many of circuits with respect to time. So basically we can have the different kind of analysis that can be of. One of that is electrical analysis. Then we can do the circuit or the device analysis in terms of frequency, then in terms of large signal analysis. So that is also called the DC analysis, and that basically belongs to the electrical analysis only, because we analyze the device in terms of the voltage and the current. So here what we are basically trying to perform, basically we are here covering the topic that is time-based generator. Now the basic question is, what is the time-based generator? So the definition of the time-based generator is: the time-based generator is an electronic circuit which generates an output voltage or the current waveform, and a portion of which varies linearly with respect to time. What is the meaning of this? So means the time-based generator means this is a generator. Generator means we have to generate a waveform, and that waveform may be a voltage, or that may be a current, wave. But it should be the linear with respect to time, means whatever the voltage or the current waveform you are generating by using the circuit, that should be linear with respect to time. Then only this will be incorporated in this topic, that is time-based generator. Here further it is also given that what is the ideally the output waveform should be a ramp. Ramp is a linear function of the time. Time-based generator may be a voltage time-based generator or the current. So the waveform can be a voltage and can be a current. A voltage time-based generator is one that provides an output voltage waveform and a portion of which exhibits a linear variation with respect to time, as we were saying. Now further, the general feature of the time-based generator, time-based signal. So what are the general features? So here basically we can see in the figure 5.1, here we have a waveform in which we can see that this is the ramp signal, that is increasing. The voltage is increasing with respect to time. After that, this is once again reaching to its original position. So from here to here, so it is the time required by the signal to reach once again to its original position. So this time here to here is basically called the sweep time. This is the sweep time, the time required by the signal to reach its peak value from the initial one. Here the initial value may be some voltage is existing here, some maybe voltage is existing here. So from this value to its peak value, so the time required to reach the signal up to this value is basically called the sweep time. So here definition is already written, and this note is already I have provided to you, so you can go through that. Here just I am discussing the conceptual things. And after that, when the signal is returning to its original position, so the time required by the signal to return its original position is called the restoration time or the return time, or it is also known as the flyback time. Okay, so this is the basic and example. This is further the B part of this figure 5.1 is also an example of the sawtooth waveform. This sawtooth waveform we can see here, this is the signal is increasing with the time, so this is the sweep time required. Now here the signal is instantaneously reaching to its initial value. Ideally it is not possible, but this is a kind of the ideal signal where you are not having the TR, so you are saying that TR is near about to 0. Okay, so this is the kind of ideal signal, and it is example of the ideal sawtooth signal, sawtooth waveform. So this is the example of how the basically the general feature of the time-based signal will be generated. Now here further the topic is the derivation from the linearity is expressed in the three most important ways. What is the deviation? This is the ideal signal and we want to generate this signal by the circuitry. So we cannot practically generate this kind of the ideal signal. So we have some distortions. So if we want to measure that distortions, how we will measure? So for that basically we have some errors that we are defining, error in terms of distortion that we are defining. So in that first is called the slope or the sweep speed error, and that is represented by ES. The second one is that is called the displacement error. This D is basically in the suffix of E everywhere. E, S is suffix in the E, T is the suffix of E. So this is the displacement error. Then third point is known as your transmission error. Transmission error here. So we will discuss each of them in the brief. Okay. So in the next part we will see the slope or the sweep error. What is that? So here there is a definition of this slope or the sweep speed error, and that is here we can see an important requirement of the sweep is that it must increases linearly with the time, that the time rate of change of sweep voltage with time be constant. It means that the signal when it is increasing with respect to time, when the signal is increasing, suppose this is the time axis and this is the voltage axis, and we are generating a signal and signal is increasing. So the signal that is increasing, it should have a constant slope. It should have a constant slope. Then only we can generate a linear signal. So that is what it is asking. The rate of change of the sweep voltage with time, it should be constant. And this deviation from linearity is defined as if the practical signal is having the deviation from its original or the ideal signal, that is called basically the deviation or in the linearity or distortion in the linearity. So here how we will calculate the slope or the sweep error? The definition is that the difference in the slope at the beginning and at the end of the sweep divided by the initial value of the slope. This error is basically kind of the percentage error that we are calculating. What is the slope here, then what is the slope at the final value, that is suppose TS. So here what is the slope and here what is the slope, and then the difference of this divide by the original value or the original slope. So this is the kind of a percentage change we are calculating in the slope of a signal. So that is called basically the sweep speed error. What is the formula? dV naught by dt at t is equal to 0. Similarly, dV naught by dt at t is equal to Ts. This is the Ts at the final value. Divide by once again the initial value. We will see it in the brief how we can calculate this. We will take a practical example and we will calculate all the errors. So this is the basically slope or the sweep speed error. Then the further is the displacement error. What is the displacement error? This ED is once again in the suffix of E. What is the displacement error? So here we can see the formula. What is the displacement error? It is a maximum difference between the actual sweep voltage. Actual sweep voltage means, now suppose you are giving input signal, you are giving input voltage to any of the time-based generator and you have the output voltage. So here you have the input voltage and here you have the output voltage. So here if you have the input voltage, suppose that is defining by source voltage Vs, and the output voltage is simply we are representing by Vs. So what is the displacement error? The maximum difference between the actual sweep voltage and the linear sweep which is passes through the beginning and the end of the actual sweep, divide by the amplitude of the sweep at the end of the sweep time. Okay, now here we can understand this thing by the graph also, like here see this is the example of the displacement error. See here, this is the ideal signal, and this is what the practical signal that we want to generate. So the maximum error available in the signal, that is what this, the difference between the signal is Vs minus Vs dash, because Vs dash is the input signal and this is the practical signal, and the maximum difference where this distortion is occurring, that error is basically called the displacement error. This is the basic meaning of this, that we will understand by the mathematical analysis also. Okay, and the next and the final error or the parameter that we calculate is the transmission error. What is the transmission error? When the ramp signal is transmitted through a high pass circuit, the output falls away from the input as shown in the figure 5.2b. See this one, and this kind of the behavior we have already seen in our first unit when we were discussing the high pass filter, and we were applying a various kind of the waveform to that high pass filter, and we were analyzing the response of high pass filter to that particular input signal. So we have seen that suppose if we are applying a ramp signal Vs dash as an input to that high pass filter, so what kind of the output we are receiving or we are getting at the output of that high pass filter. So here this is the kind of the error that we are getting at the value of Ts, at the final value of the Ts. Okay, and this is called the transmission error. So the transmission error is not the new thing, already we have discussed. And here you can see the what is the definition also. This is represented by Et. So Vs dash minus of Vs divided by Vs dash. So what is the difference between the displacement error and this transmission error? This is the error at the final value of time, where whatever the ending point you are considering for this ramp signal. So at this instant, if you want to calculate the error, so this is your transmission error. But if you want to calculate the maximum error from this point to this point, anywhere in between for the time scale, so that will be basically the displacement. Okay, here the definition is given, you can check out. Okay. Now here the question, when we are talking about the time-based generator circuit, so what are the various methods by which we can generate the time-based waveform? So here we have some examples we have given, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 examples we have here, that we can see that one is the exponential charging, like when you are charging the capacitor. In the method, capacitor is charging from a supply voltage through a resistor to a voltage which is small compared to the supply voltage. So this is also one of the method where we can generate the time-based waveform. Then constant current charging, the same type of capacitor is charged by the constant current, so the voltage that will be appears across the capacitor, it will be linear, because we know the relation voltage across the capacitor and the current is directly proportional, and the derivative of that. So if the current is constant in slope, the output voltage or the voltage that will appear across the capacitor, it will also be linear. Then third is the Miller circuit. In this method, an operational integrator is used to convert an input step voltage into the ramp waveform. So basically that is what we are giving an input signal and we are integrating it through this circuit and we are generating a ramp waveform. Then the fourth point is the Fenstone circuit, and in this method a pulse input is converted into the ramp. So when we have to convert a pulse input into the ramp, so what we have to do, that the mathematical function to convert the pulse signal into the ramp. So here if you will differentiate this signal. So here you will get a, so this is the inversion of this Miller circuit. Here basically we were integrating, and this is what the differentiation. The bootstrap circuit. In this method, a capacitor is charged linearly by a constant current, which is obtained by maintaining a constant voltage across the fixed resistance in series with the capacitor. That we will discuss in brief, because we have to study this bootstrap circuit in detail and this Miller circuit also in the detail. So if anybody is not getting exactly here, that we will discuss in brief, so don't worry about it. So first here we are trying to calculate what are the errors we have discussed. Now numerically we want to calculate and formulate to that errors. So first we want to calculate our first error, that is slope error, the sweep error. So here the figure 5.3 is that we are representing. See, this is, so here there is a capacitor which is supplied by a voltage through a resistor. So through this voltage, this capacitor will start charging by the time constant of RC, and when we will close this switch, so this current will pass through this, so this current will pass through this also, and this capacitor once and also discharge through this path, because this is the low resistance path. So this is one of the way how we can generate a time based signal. So here that is the example. See in the figure B, this is the voltage V that we are applying to this capacitor. So this is the voltage V, and this axis is time, and the capacitor is charging through the time constant RC. And what is the charging equation of this capacitor? The charging equation of the capacitor, we know that the charging equation of the capacitor is what? That is the V0 we are representing across this. What is the voltage across this capacitor? That is V0, or you are representing by Vs. So what is the charging equation? The voltage through which the capacitor is charging, 1 minus e to the power minus t by RC. So this equation is already given here. See, this V0 is equal to V into 1 minus e to the power minus t by RC. RC is the time constant. C is the capacitance. R is the resistance through which that capacitor is charged. Okay. So now suppose first we want to calculate the slope or the sweep speed error, ES. So what is the, according to the definition, we have to calculate what? We have to calculate what is the formula for this calculating the slope or the sweep speed error. Is the slope at the instant of t is equal to 0, and the slope at the instant of t is equal to Ts. Okay, so this is the final voltage that appearing across this capacitor V0. V0 is equal to V into 1 minus e to the power minus t by RC. Now we are differentiating this dV0 by dt. So after differentiating this, what we are getting? V into e to the power minus t by RC divided by RC. Okay, so everybody is knowing the definition, so I am not describing here. So this is the dV0 by dt. Now we have to check this differentiation at the instant of t is equal to 0 and at the instant of t is equal to s, and we have to differentiate. Okay, so this is the formula of the slope speed error, that dV0 by dt at t is equal to 0 minus dV0 by dt at t is equal to Ts divided by dV0 by dt at t is equal to 0. Okay, percentage change. So this value, if you are putting the t is equal to 0 in this circuit, so e to the power 0 will become 1. So this will be only remaining what? V divided by RC. So this value we are putting here at t is equal to 0 minus t is equal to Ts. So we are putting here t is equal to Ts divided by RC, this one, and t is equal to 0. Then if you are taking V by RC as a common, so it will be 1 minus what it is? Minus Ts by RC divided by V by RC. So this V by RC and this V by RC term will get cancelled. So what is remaining? 1 minus e to the power minus t by RC, that is written here. And we know that if we want to explain and if we want to expand this exponential series, so there is a formula that e to the power, if suppose minus x is there, so how we have to expand that? 1 minus of this x, then plus of minus x square into of factorial of 2, then plus x cube, and then further multiplied by 1 by of factorial of 3, and so on, whatever. So I'm not going in the detail of that, but this is the expansion of this exponential series is given here. And if we are considering that if this TS is very small, TS is very small here, the time that we are considering is very small. At this TS the voltage is Vs. Okay, so if TS is very small, so higher order terms will be neglected. So when we will open this bracket, this minus will go to this minus 1, this one will get cancelled, this minus make it plus. So the ES that will come, the finally it will be ES is equal to TS by RC. This is the error numerically that we have calculated. So the next error that we are going to calculate is your transmission error, that is ET. Displacement error we will calculate after this. Okay. So what is the transmission error? Transmission error we calculate, this is suppose your ideal signal at after instant of TS, and we are representing it V dash S. So this is the ideal input signal that is going to the high pass filter, and we want to calculate the output voltage at the instant of TS. So the output voltage is like this. This is the output voltage, and we are representing this output voltage by Vs. This is the output voltage V0. As you have seen now here, we are connecting a voltage through the resistance to a capacitor, and this is grounded. So the voltage across this we are representing Vs or V0. So first we want to calculate the output voltage. So this is the V0 is basically the voltage across the capacitor. And what is the formula of charging for the voltage across capacitor? That is this one. That is Vs. Vs is equal to what? V, that is the supply voltage, into 1 minus e to the power minus t by RC. That already you know. Now we want to calculate this voltage at the instant of TS. So what we are doing, we are replacing this t by the value of TS. So Vs is equal to, we are now representing by capital Vs, and V into 1 minus t. Now once again there is an exponential series, and we have to expand it. So you know the formula already we have discussed. So finally we are taking the value of Vs here, that is V, that's one first term, and this is the second term. So you can ask why you are considering the second term. The second term basically we are considering here, like suppose if the value of TS is not that much of small compared to the previous value, so this TS is already small, but for making or for increasing the accuracy of the result, we are considering the two terms in the output voltage. So that's why here we are considering the second term also. That's it. There is nothing the new thing we are doing. You can consider also the first thing, but you have to keep in mind that in this case the TS should be very small as compared to your the final sweep of this circuit, as compared to the final sweep of this voltage that is going. So here this Vs output voltage you have calculated. So as per the formula we have to calculate the difference between your output voltage. Output voltage is Vs. That output voltage we have calculated, but now we have to calculate this Vs dash also. What is the Vs dash? Vs dash is this input signal. At the instant of Ts we have to calculate. How we will calculate? If suppose we have an analogy that at t is equal to 0, if we are calculating the slope of the signal, so the slope of the signal will be calculated by, suppose what, dv naught by dt at t is equal to 0, and already we know that this is the slope will come v naught by rc. And if we assume that if this initial slope is maintained at t is equal to ts also, so the same behavior, by the same behavior the signal will increase up to the value of ts by the time of ts. So we will multiply the ts by this slope, so we will get the value of the what, the voltage here. So this is the value of the voltage here, and what we are calling it, this is the vs dash. So this is the vs dash. So here the formula of transmission error et is vs dash minus of vs divided by vs dash. So we are putting it here, and after solving this you can see we are getting the ts by 2 by rc, and there is a relation between this. What is that? The slope speed error, that is es, it is by 2. Okay, because see here previously what we have calculated, the sweep error, es was the ts by rc, and what you are receiving here, ts by 2 into rc. So this displacement error is the half of the sweep error. This is the relation between the displacement error and the transmission error.